Yeah, now stand and cheer for your Olympics 2024.
Hello and welcome to Talking Basketball Podcasts. I am Mark.
I'm Paul. Hello.
Hello. We have got an Olympic update for you this week.
Halfway through, Mark, pretty much.
Yeah.
Halfway through the knockout stages.
But it's a bit weird, isn't it? Because you think it's already done.
What's already done?
It was only like last Friday that the opening ceremony kicked off, and then the next game started on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And that was it. Bang. And now we're recording 5 days later, and they're already halfway through the competition. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what was crazy was that opening ceremony. I turned that crap off.
Really?
I don't mean to say it like that, but I was sitting there going, there were some really nice moments, like you can't keep everyone happy. That's the problem. I actually quite like the heavy metal with, the Antoinette head being chopped off from just before Napoleon.
I was a little
ages and all that crap.
I was a little surprised at that, but
no, but it's a bit of culture, wasn't it? It's like, okay, that's French. When it turned into Eurovision, I was like, off.
Yeah. Not
interested in this. And I think like a lot of people, when it turned into Eurovision, we just turned it off. So what am I watching this crap?
No one wants that, do they?
Yeah. I think the probably the viewing ratings just shot down as soon as Papa Smurf turned up, or whatever that was. Or women with beards. Off. Next.
Well, yeah. I mean,
LeBron seemed to enjoy it until it started raining. But that must be one of the proudest moments of his life.
LeBron Washington.
LeBron Washington. Captain L'America.
I love those pictures where everyone's got that meme of him standing there with a flag.
Yeah.
And then Washington there as well. You go, wow.
Yeah. Look, it's got to be one of his proudest moments, standing there with a flag representing his country. Don't get better than that. But I felt a bit sorry for him when it started raining.
I mean, he was trying to get in. He was doing a little dance, wasn't he? He looked like he was trying to get involved. There's a part of it is like, this is rubbish. It is raining. But Giannis, he did the same thing. He was at the front of the boat holding the flag for Greece. I would say, I mean, I know the boat is different. Going on the boat, that's for sure. For me, though, I always think of the Olympic start. It's just, I want to say keep it simple, but just give them a big ass flag and get them to walk around the track. Like that's what they normally do.
I'm going to be biased, but I think the London opening ceremonies was probably was my personal favourite in recent years.
That was great. So was the one before that.
Russia? Russia was it 20... Oh, I don't know when that would be. I don't know the year, but Russia was in between London and this one. Look, to be fair, I remember one part of the Russian opening ceremony where they were doing ballet and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you compare that to Papa Smurf and women with beards, it was like, well, who's more cultured here with the opening ceremony? Oh, I thought the Russian ballet was a bit more. But we're really getting into it now, aren't we?
No. I want to say it was... for some reason, I want to say Seoul. It was... I mean, the Sydney Olympics were incredible. And I think their one started the way. Do you ever remember? Have you forgotten the? I want to say it was Los Angeles. Was it '84 the Olympics in Los Angeles?
What?
And
what?
And it was the guy who had the jetpack, and he gets a jetpack and he flies down on the front. It was like '82 Olympics, I think it was.
Well,
yeah, '82. I think it must have been Olympics.
Okay, I know America have held the Olympics. More than any other country.
Let's go back.
I think they've had it 8 times.
It's going back there next time, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's LA, isn't it, next?
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's the next Olympics.
Oh, wow. Do you know you were talking about last Olympic show? Best Olympic moments. One popped up on my social feed, and this might be it for me. The Filipino divers. Do you know
exactly what you're going to say?
Where they jumped. And it was like the worst dive ever. But what I really liked about it, I mean, poor sod. He's just trained for 4 years for one dive. Just to, it looks like that.
It was
running
like
bomb.
It was. It was like all the memes are basically like when you're taking your swimming test Or when you've just passed your swimming test and next minute you're in the Olympics or something and you think,
his face as he's going around.
Like you can see the composure and everything. Yeah. It's like, I
don't know if the board was slippery or it didn't jump high enough.
I think he like under rotated, so he just didn't get round enough, and it was just like.
But what made me laugh was he comes off and this guy high fives him like, yeah, unlucky, and then he goes up and he does it. Oh dear! Well, and then they jump in that little hot tub together, give each other a high five, and go, wow, that was a waste of 4 years, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh.
It was. It was pretty astonishing, but. I have seen some pretty cool Olympic stories this year. One that really grabbed my attention was, I'm going to try and not to butcher this name, but Zhen Xingying, yeah, she made her Olympic debut representing Chile in ping pong.
Oh yeah, she's 80 something.
58, not quite 80.
Oh, what? It had an 8 in it.
But so, yeah. Did you see what the ages that she did something? So when she was 18, she was one of China's top tennis players. And then when she was 20, there was a rule change, which meant she couldn't play anymore. So she had to teach instead. So that she was like one of the best players. And then they changed the rules. It was like, oh, you can't do it. It was
like they changed it for dual paddles. So it was always one paddle, so her game was really affected. So
was that what it was?
She couldn't adjust or something like that, and then she quit.
And so she decided to teach for a bit, and then moved to Chile, and then trained playing there, and then just retired from gaming. And then 54 during COVID, picked back up the paddle, falls in love with it again. 58 makes an Olympic debut from Chile. I mean, how awesome is that? You're 58 years old. You go, I'm going to go to the Olympics. When she was like one of China's best when she was 18, 40 years before that. Absolutely incredible. So massive respect for that.
I also found this when looking at different lighting the torches and stuff like that. The 1988 Seoul Olympics, when they had this massive grill for the Olympic flame to come on in the stadium, and there was loads of pigeons sitting there just chilling out, and when it turned on, they accidentally grilled live pigeons.
Toasty. Oh yeah, that was a real moment for them. I'm sure they'll not treasure that or not want to remember that. But yeah, I mean the Olympics is something special, isn't it? It brings people together, and when you get to see all of those athletes, they're so good, and they are all top tier as well. It's not just like, oh, there's a few people who are quite good at that. Every single person there is elite in their field. And where do you get that? You don't get that in life very often. So yeah, I've been really enjoying watching just all the Olympics and
I actually particularly enjoyed the USA team when they were warming up before their game against Japan. There was a Japanese fan in the audience.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I took a picture of it. No, I didn't. But it was a sign that said, you can only beat us if you had Caitlin Clark.
Oh, it was Japan. It was the Japanese players said, yeah, you can only beat us if you got Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. That was very, very bold of them to say that, because then the next picture I saw was Brittany Griner standing next to one of their players.
Oh, they just, yeah.
And it's like
2/3.
Yeah.
They were Japanese 2/3 the size.
It was just no competition there.
But look, if you want to feel useless, just remember somebody is working as a lifeguard in the Olympics. So
what?
If you want to...
No, they can't.
Yeah. If you're feeling useless today, just remember there is someone working as a lifeguard at the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, I took a picture of him. Do you want to see him?
An actual lifeguard?
There we go. Sat there,
oh my
bored
God.
out of his mind, like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I do think someone left a cap in, and it was their moment to shine, and they went and dived in to pick up a cap from the bottom of the pool.
Oh, I saw that dude, and he had on the most French outfit imaginable.
I'm not convinced he was a lifeguard, but yeah,
he was. He had the proper tighty bathers on. Jumped straight in there. He got involved.
Also, talking about Japanese players, we got to give special mention to Takashi.
Takashi?
Yeah, Takashi. 5'4", showing the world that height means nothing. He's playing against the.
He's playing against Wemby, wasn't he?
He's playing against France, and hey, look, he was hustling.
Yeah.
Hit some shots, and I've got a picture of you here, Mark. Him playing defense as Wemby is walking past him.
Yeah. It's
7'4" Wemby walking past Tagashi at 5'4", and Tagashi's kind of bent over there, getting ready to play defense, and he looks half the size, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's a harsh picture for him because it makes him look even tinier than he probably is next to him, but still, he's like up to Wemby's waistband in that photo.
Yeah,
that's
And look, I before we get onto the thing, I just want to say one thing because we talked about Caitlin Clark. Well, I brought it up really, really briefly. Is her absence is being echoed in the empty seats at Team USA's Olympic opening game. So, as an example, Spain versus China, 27,000. Nigeria, Australia, 24,000. Germany, Belgium, 20,000. France, Canada, 20,000. Serbia versus Puerto Rico, 15,500. Team USA tracked in just over half of Spain and China's crowd with 13,000 spectators.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think, look, we'll talk about it another time because I feel for Caitlin Clark, the situation a little bit, because the whole WNBA, all those players like gunning for her. Did you watch the thing where they have the Team USA take on WNBA?
Yeah.
They were going for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on, this is like a freaking all-star game. And I mean, I love to see it, but they were going for it. They weren't going for anyone else like they were going for her.
And who was she?
Who won that game?
Yeah. Who won that game? And who was she linking up with in the game?
Yeah.
Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And they were doing a great link up during that game. But yeah, I think...
right.
I think there was a few... I mean, look, you got to look at the Olympics as 4 years. Is LeBron coming back and doing the Olympics in 4 years? No. All these players who are playing... They've got one more in them. Like Giannis, he's got one more in him. Joker, he's got one more in him.
Well, let's go through it, Mark, because there have been some huge matchups. Hey, I would also say, if you want to see a great ending to a 3v3 game, check out Serbia taking on the American men's team.
I haven't seen that.
Great game.
Really?
I want to say with 4 minutes left, USA are like 21-19 up.
Do you know what? I've got them to watch.
Final score 22-21 Serbia at the buzzer. Was it? Yeah, 22-21 at the buzzer, or 23-21.
I'm just going to say, I had a message, Elliot message the other day saying about...
Elliot Bridgman.
Yes, sir.
You say names like everyone knows who you're talking about.
No, I'm just speaking out loud. But he was saying, how do we watch the Olympics? And I don't know who it was, so I can't give you credit. But I saw a post somewhere that they said Discovery Plus UK, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it's $3.99.
$3.99 a month, like for the rest of the year or whatever. And then afterwards you can cancel it, because you can cancel it monthly anyway.
If you get it on a Fire Stick, I think you can. That's how most people I know, they're watching on their Fire Stick.
Yeah, and it's $3.99, and you go Discovery Plus, job UK, job done, and all the Olympics is there, all the coverage you could want. So yeah, shout out to whoever posted that, and I think we reposted it on the socials. But
I think there's another one as well. There's another one like Euro, but whatever plays the Euro basketball, they're doing it as well. It's $6.99, something like that.
Yeah, but you do have to.
Games on there.
I know it sounds silly, but it shouldn't be a question, really, should it? It shouldn't be like a, how do you watch the Olympics? Because there's no way physically everyone can get into arena to watch it. So you would think that all the Olympics would have these really streamlined setup, like there's an Olympics app, and you just pay some money.
Or YouTube. Check it live on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, Mark, we don't want to watch the basketball. We want to watch horse jumping. That's what we're going to watch.
I'll
tell you all the events that GB are in it.
I'll tell you what I watched. I watched some shooting. And I can't remember who it's in the medals table, I'll find it. But they won their first ever gold medal. It was
nice.
Whoever, the lady who won it, their country won how cool would that be? I've won my first ever gold medal for our country.
Yeah, very cool.
And they hadn't won any medals for, I don't know, however long. And they've already won 2 medals at its games. It's like Guatemala, I want to say. I'll check it up. But I thought that was really cool that you go, I've won the first ever gold medal for my country. Whether it's been recognised as a country, a bit like South Sudan in the basketball. Imagine if they get something in that. It'd be incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I'm trying to find the name for you. If you like that, you'll like this one. There's an athlete in the boxing.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get a citizenship, like a passport for an English passport for the United Kingdom, and it hasn't come through yet. She's been waiting. So she's been training with the GB team, but she's had to go on there as like a universal country, like an unassigned country.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. I can't see it here. But yeah, so she's doing it right, but she's got the GB coaches in her corner and everything. She just hasn't got it. So she's not having the GB flag. She's having like I don't know what it is, a white flag or the Olympic flag or something like that. But yeah.
Before you go into basketball.
We only got to basketball, Mark. We're 16 minutes into this.
I need an applause.
There you go.
So this is going out to Rudy Fernandez. Rudy Fernandez from the Spanish Olympics team.
What did he do?
This is his 6th Olympics.
Wow.
He's the first ever player to play in 6 Olympics.
For
the Spanish Olympic team. Yeah, for basketball. But he's the first ever basketball player to ever be in 6 Olympics.
Well, don't say that too loud.
39 years old.
Get him to say that to LeBron. LeBron will be around for another year, 4 years.
Yeah, but think, he's 39 years old. And this is his 6th Olympics. Yeah, exactly. When you do the maths, he was super young when he was in his first one. Yeah, you're doing it now. I think he was like 16 or 17 when he did his first one.
Sorry, how old is he now?
He's 39. He's going to be 40 soon.
So he's 15 playing for Spain.
Yeah.
Wow.
His first ever Olympics. Because obviously you got to take this year, and the first year is like, you only count it as one in a way, don't you? So.
Yeah. Right, let's rattle through this then, Mark. Right.
Rattle me.
Australia, 92. Spain, 80. The Boomers defeat the Spanish. I said to you 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, 2 weeks ago? Like, Australia, like top 4, top 5 team. Germany beat Japan by 20 points.
Yep.
France 78, Brazil 66. What a great game this was. Canada 86, Greece 79. Bit of handbags towards right at the end of the game as well there. Which is entertaining to see. South Sudan with an 11-point win over Puerto Rico. Then United States take on Serbia, taking on Jokic, 110-84. LeBron and Durant just took over. We'll come back to that one. I'm sure you've got a view on that. They took over, but personally, I thought that was going to be their difficult game against a tough Eastern European team.
Yeah.
But that was they seemed to fly by. LeBron was pretty pumped up at the end of it as well, and so Spain getting a win over Greece. Excuse me, choked.
You right there? You right there?
I just choked. I think
eating a fly.
I think I was hoping Greece were going to win or something because I just choked when Spain beat Greece by 7.
Yep.
Canada taking on the Boomers and getting a 10-point win over that. So it looks like I'll double check the table, but it looks like they've secured a top spot, or definitely the top 2. France beating Japan as well with that 4-point lead. We were just talking about that with that Togashi at 5'4". Germany, current world champions, 86. Brazil, 73. So it looks like the Brazilians and Japanese are going home. Serbia with the biggest result. I think they were, a little asleep maybe against the Americans. They woke up 107-66 against Puerto Rico. And currently, with 1 minute, 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the United States of America 94, South Sudan 76.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're going to claim that game live on the podcast, Mark, as we're talking.
Yeah. So as it stands, because of the points difference and everything in the groups, it is Serbia's played 2. They're top of the league, or top of their table in Group C at the moment, but it will be the US taking it over because they would have played 2-1-2.
Sorry, what are you saying?
At the moment in Group C, it looks like Serbia is number 1.
Why are you going to Group C?
Because that's where Serbia, United States, South Sudan and Puerto Rico are.
Yeah, but everyone focuses on America. Group A, Mark. Come on.
Why are we doing Group A?
Because it's Group A. Why you start at Group C to then go to Group A to Group B?
Because we've just literally been talking about them, so I'm just saying that they're top.
Go on then. Group C.
Such an anus, aren't you?
Group C.
No, I just did it. That was it. It's Serbia, USA, South Sudan and Puerto Rico. But on this basis, Puerto Rico haven't won anything, whereas South Sudan have won one. So those two won't change anything, whereas...
Well, the States in 1.5 minutes are about to go top of that group.
Yeah, so States will go at the top, Serbia will be second. The question is, can Serbia do anything enough? Because I think you said it was the 2 best third places.
It's a great fixture for them.
Yeah.
Because they got to go up against bottom of the league now.
Yes.
So
let's go Group B now.
Oh, we're going to go backwards?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Take it from reverse. So, Group B currently. Germany, top.
World champions.
Second place, France. Third place, Japan. Fourth place, Brazil.
Looks like Brazil's going home. Looks like Japan's going home. But they do get to play each other.
They will get to play each other. Someone will come out with something. So
it's the top 2 third place teams.
I genuinely would have thought Brazil would take a game against Japan, potentially.
You're an ignoramus.
The Brazilians in the...
Not with Takashi at 5'4", Mark, showing his form.
Maybe not.
Against the French nationals.
Well, in the AmeriCup, Brazil were a pretty strong team.
Yeah, we'll see. But look, go to Group A.
Look, you got to feel sorry for them, haven't you? They got Germany and France in their group, so they're going to struggle pretty hard, to be fair.
But if you go to Group A, top of the group, Canada, looking pretty dominant at the moment. The Boomers, Australia are second. Joint second on a point differential. I think it's a 7-point difference. But then Spain a third. So it almost certainly, unless... No, Greece have lost 2. So Australia or Spain are going to be one of the third best place teams to go through. So it looks like it's all to play for between South Sudan and that result against Japan and Brazil.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I want to mention something about Canada because they've got 10 rostered NBA players playing for them, and active players, should we say. So SGA, obviously everyone knows him, Jamal Murray. Then you've got Nick Alexander-Walker, RJ Barrett, Dylan Brooks, Luguentz Dort, Trey Lyons, Andrew Nembhard, Kelly Olynyk, always get that wrong, and Dwight Powell.
It looks like the USA have just defeated South Sudan 96-83. They've claimed their second win.
There we go. Well, that's not really that surprise, is it?
But coming up, that huge game in Group B is Japan and Brazil.
Yeah.
A significant win for either team could see them take that third spot. The Boomers, Australia, taking on Greece. Even if Australia lose, nothing's going to change there other than second and third place.
Yep.
Absolute huge matchup. Canada taking on Spain.
Massive.
So if Canada beat Spain, Australia get the win, Australia go second. I mean, there's lots of potentials there.
Well, the other thing I found about Canada was that they last qualified for the Olympic basketball in 2000. And yeah. So they only had Steve Nash and Todd McCulloch. They were the only 2 NBA players that were in Canada in the year 2000 for Sydney Olympics. That was the last time they qualified. They didn't.
Justin Bieber. He's Canadian.
Thank you. I don't know what to do with that. But I wanted to bring this to your attention. I thought you'd really like it.
Brilliant. What?
Right. We've talked about some of the NCAA basketball, and when there was the draft and everything, and then who's going to be the main players. Zach Edey. He was the NCAA Player of the Year in Purdue. He's chosen to prioritize preparing for his NBA rookie season with the Grizzlies because he's just been drafted.
He fell down pretty awkwardly the other day.
Yeah. But he chose to do that rather than take an Olympic spot.
Oh, he had it as an option?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So he actually prioritized that rather than taking an Olympic spot.
Oh, who were they going to
drop
in front instead of him?
Well, I think because he's that strong a player, you go, arguably he would have switched out for one of the others. He might not have got much time. So I reckon they looked at it and went, how much useful minutes are you going to provide?
Yeah. Well, look, let's come on to that in a second.
I just thought that was a really interesting thing.
Steve Kerr doesn't like playing more than 10 players. He said that. He goes,
but that's America. This is Canada we're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So Edey's from Canada, but that's what I'm saying. I thought it was really interesting because
he's Canadian. Sorry, I've just realised what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
but they've got more than 10 players.
Canada.
I love their anthem. I think it's great.
I like the French one as well.
Victoire, 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 victoire.
That's not the national anthem. I think that's victory, isn't it?
Victoire.
Victoire, victoire. Anyway, Group B got another smasher on Friday with France taking on world champions Germany.
Yeah.
That is huge at the top of their table. And on Saturday, Puerto Rico taking on USA.
That's going to be an absolute wash through, isn't it?
But Serbia taking on South Sudan. Last game of the knockout stages. That game could decide who takes that second spot.
Yeah, look, Serbia...
And almost certainly, unless something happens with that Brazil-Japan game, that Serbia-South Sudan game will decide who gets the third spot and will take on the top seed in one of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I think we've got to go through the women's NBA. I was going to say NBA.
Nah.
The women's Olympics as well.
No, don't. Shoot. Just shoot on.
Why not?
No, go on.
Right. Group A.
Yeah.
We've got Serbia, Spain, Puerto Rico, and China. Serbia and Spain, top of that, both with 2 wins. Puerto Rico and China, 0. So it's looking fairly consistent that they're going to be going through. Go to Group B. France, Nigeria, Australia, Canada in that order, which I thought was quite interesting because what are they? It's the men are called the Boomers in Australia, but I forgot what the ladies were called. I forgot the name that they nicknamed their team. It's going to come to me at some point randomly later. But so yeah, France again really strong, but Nigeria making a difference in Group B. So they've both played one game played, 1 win. At the moment, Australia and Canada have got everything to sort of play for, so to speak. Group C, you've got United States, Germany, Belgium, and Japan.
The Opals, Mark.
Opals. There we go. I knew it was something to do with the colour, but I couldn't think what it was.
Forgot that.
Well, I knew it was Boomers, but I forgot what that was. But what I thought was interesting is Germany, Belgium, Japan, USA, Canada, Australia, France, Puerto Rico, Spain, Serbia. There's only 2 different teams between the men's and the women's, and that is China and Nigeria. And instead of that, we have Greece, Brazil. And then obviously they have South Sudan and Puerto Rico, but there's 2 other teams there. But I just thought it was really interesting that you go, a lot of those teams are pretty... You can see where the basketball nations are in particular, and also... Is that something we've talked about before with basketball programs in different countries? Like you're seeing all these teams, Spain, Greece, Australia, Canada, Germany, France, Japan, all of them have got, and obviously America, they've all got very, very strong basketball national teams. And I don't know. I just think that's really, really interesting. Go for it. Why are you grinning?
Because I wanted to update you with this, Mark. This is the beds that the athletes are currently sleeping on. They're cardboard boxes.
What?
They're cardboard boxes. I think it came from Seoul when the Olympics was there. But it's pretty environmental friendly because they're cardboard. Afterwards, there's like thousands of beds there. They just, wrap them up and get rid of the cardboard easier.
Okay, so the actual, basically what Paul showed me a picture of, I'm sure you can find online, but it looks like the frame they've made like 2 U's. So it's kind of like 2 coffee tables out of cardboard. Yeah. Yeah. And then the mattress goes on top, obviously.
And you thought I was joking about this last time. Do you know what some people call them? The anti-sex beds.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. It was Tokyo. Seoul was...
That's what I was thinking.
10 years before that, maybe. The Tokyo. Here you go. The so-called anti-sex beds were tested at the sporting event. Who was testing them? Oh, dear. Mark. Hey, mate, how you doing? I've got a job for you. Can you just take Susan down there and test this up?
Wow.
Oh, dear. Oh, they worded that wrong, didn't they?
How did they? I mean, what do they do?
They were tested at the sporting event held in Asia to avoid casual encounters between athletes. However, the main argument for it was to install was sustainability of the material, which is built, with the cardboard. And it gives proper rest, so it's very firm.
If they want to test that, they don't have to give it to two lovers. What they got to give it to is to someone who's having a load of kids having a sleepover. That's what they give that bed to. If that can sustain being bounced on like a trampoline for like 25 minutes, it's good.
The bed is made of cardboard to prevent athletes from performing, in quotes, extra sporting activities on them. In such a way, the material of the mattress is 100% recyclable, so that after being used in the sporting event, they can be recycled.
So what they basically said is...
There's 16,000
those athletes
of these anti-sex beds.
They're saying those athletes are so filthy that they're just going to have to literally burn them all. That's why they're saying we're going to have to recycle them. We know how you recycle stuff like that. You burn it. So basically what you've said is we are going to... All the beds that you sleep on, it
can never be used again.
It can never be used by any other human again. It's that the atrocities that are performed on those beds, we're just going to burn them.
In total, there are 10,000 athletes, roughly, generally speaking, sleeping in these structures and are distributed in a total of 82 buildings. The Paris 2024 organisation carried out the distribution of approximately 300,000 condoms that made it available to the delegations competing at the events. You thought I was joking last time.
I mean, I didn't think it was this well thought out. I thought it was like someone had raised some... I don't know. I thought that someone had got a Karen
involved. Health and safety and all that. So, look,
it's great for awareness and all that jazz. But I mean, I guess, look, if you're going to think about it, everyone there is at prime peak fitness. And if you are walking around a village and you are like, I've just won a gold medal, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
And you're celebrating or you're commiserating.
You are, exactly. And it's like they're tears of joy or tears of happiness. And or they are just tears of like, damn. I mean, I came fourth. I didn't even get a medal. No one's remembering that. That's it. I can't imagine, yeah.
Oh dear. I don't know whether to say this or not. I feel
You've literally talked about burning sex beds. I think we're good.
Well, do you know I did impressions of politicians who could be coaches?
Yeah.
I've got another one because I did Trump and I did Biden.
Please don't do Hitler again.
No, this is Kamala Harris.
Oh,
I've got one for because she's now going up against Trump. I feel I should even it up and do one for her as well.
For those of you listening in the future, this is the point where...
hang on. We need to do a snow... Oh, damn it.
Do a what?
Oh, snowflake warning. I should have done that ages ago.
Do a snowflake warning.
Hang on. Where is it?
Wherever you put it.
I can't see it.
Well, that's just some good news. I don't know about a snowflake warning.
I can't see it, Mark. I haven't got my glasses. Anyway, so this is my impression of Kamala Harris. Snowflake warning. Please turn off now if you get upset. from words. So Kamala Harris, this is her words.
Yep.
No, not her actual words. These are my interpretation of her words. I'm not great with the impression. Today, we celebrate the Olympics.
What's your hand doing?
Because Olympians are Olympic, and they are at the Olympics being Olympian. So it's important now than ever to support Olympianism. Yeah, boy.
Was that really what she said?
No, I told you that's not what she said. That was my impression of her.
I mean, it's not good, is it?
Sometimes she talks and you think, I don't understand what you've just said.
That is fake news.
That was my little impression of her. Right, let's talk about the Americans, Mark, really, really briefly. I had a
dream.
I had a quote. Damn, where did I put it?
Where did you?
I had a quote from Steve
Perry. Mr. Kerr, was it?
Yeah, here it is. Hang on, let me just zoom into this. So Steve Kerr, he didn't first game. He I tell you what, would be interesting if he played Tatum.
I'd imagine he did.
Steve Kerr, they talked to him. He didn't play Tatum in the first game. He didn't play who's the Pacers guy? Indiana Pacers guy, all star.
Oh, Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. He said, I felt like an idiot not playing him. It's really hard in a 40-minute game to play more than 10 guys. With Kevin coming back, I just went to the combinations that I felt made the most sense. It seems crazy. I thought I was crazy when I looked at everything and determined that these are the lineups I wanted to get to. So, yeah. It's interesting as a coach saying, I only want to play 10 players. Because I'm sure I speak for all coaches. It's a bloody nightmare when you got 12 sat there all looking at you going, you think.
Yeah. And the 12 happen to be Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, and Derek White. But that's the people you got staring at the bench and you go, oh, I forgot about you, Jason Tatum. What was it? You just won a chip, didn't you? But yeah, I totally forgot you were there.
I'm just saying this on behalf of all Celtic fans. They know why Jason Tatum isn't playing. Is it because Celtics beat the Warriors 140-88? There's some speculation online about that.
Well, yeah,
That's a joke, by the way.
Well, you say that, but some people say, isn't that one of the greatest tactical moves? If Kerr's still there for another 2 years at Golden State, and the fact that he's kept him sat down, he's the champion. Yeah, sit him down.
Well, look, in all fairness to Steve Kerr, he's showing solidarity.
Soldering. He's showing him soldering.
Solidarity.
Nice. It's a good skill to have.
You're ruining my joke here.
You did that all by yourself.
Steve Kerr is, to be fair to him, he's showing solidarity with Jaylen Brown by giving Jason Tatum the same amount of minutes as him. It's taking you too long to find that. Didn't work, Mark. Took too long to find it.
No.
Jason Tatum's words, I finally got my chip and the respect I deserve. LeBron walks past. Water and towel now.
Well, yeah, I mean,
being able to win without Jason Tatum is something the Olympics team and the Celtics have in common.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
dear, that was funny, wasn't it?
If you're at the Olympics, you've got to play. You got to play someone.
Why?
Give him 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, he'll get his time. Look, they're paying. He probably came on now. I think, very briefly looking into it, I think they were playing bigs and it wasn't the right matchup for Jaylen Brown and Halliburton.
Jason Tatum, you mean?
So what did I say?
Jaylen Brown.
Oh, God, I got Jaylen Brown. Yeah.
You know, the MVP Celtic that they also didn't invite to come to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Not that that's tactical at all, Mr. Grant Hill. But the funny thing is, if you look at that whole team, what I'm looking at is a lot of those players have like understudies. And like he said, oh, look, Durant came back, so I'm going to play Durant first. And Durant had a stat, and I don't know if he's kept it because this game's obviously been on since we've been recording, but he had a stat and it was something, was it like 28 shots and he was 100% or something crazy like that? Like he was 100% shooting.
Okay.
In his first game.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, what?
My favourite part of that game against Serbia was when, I can't remember his name, but there's one of the Serbian bigs posts up LeBron, starts backing into him. LeBron is like a brick wall. This guy is like
he's a
trying
monster,
to back into him. He's getting nowhere and he ends up just passing out. But it's just like night and day with these two guys clashing. But Mark, there's a little Olympic update. A few days away. I think Sunday is the end of the knockout stages and the quarterfinals start.
Oh yeah. He had, I'm saying it, Durant, he had 23 points, I think it was, in the first quarter.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah, him and LeBron played pretty well.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've got some great matchups going. Are they going to win? I don't know, though. I mean, I think they're showing they're dominant, but I don't know if they're the best team. I'm not going to say it out loud, but we've seen it in the NBA.
I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'm going to just say it. Is that
no. I'm not going to say it like in a bad way, but we saw the Celtics have the easiest run to the finals, whereas like other teams going to the finals everywhere on the West, they had a hard run. We saw the Lakers do the same thing in the in-season tournament, which is now called the Emirates Cup, I believe. Was it the Emirates Cup they've called it? But is this the same for the Olympics? If you're looking at those tables, are you seeing one group in particular that's stronger than the others? I mean, yeah, USA, Germany, Belgium, and Japan. You look at that. That's the women's side. So if we go down and we go Serbia, USA, South Sudan, and Puerto Rico. Sudan and Puerto Rico, they got tough games wise. Same with Japan and Brazil. They've got it tough. But then Group A is probably the hardest because it's Canada, Australia, Spain, and Greece.
Yeah, group of death. That's what we said last time.
Yeah. But when it goes into the next rounds, it'll be really interesting to see how this all spreads out.
It's a draw. It's a draw, isn't it?
I know. That's what I mean. So the next round, I think, is almost more crucial than this.
And it looks like Canada and America will be top seeded.
Canada, Germany, and the USA.
Well, again, that's what I said before it goes into that last game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah. Right. What are we done?
Not quite, because I want to give a shout out to...
Who are you shouting out to?
To the medal table. Because I like looking at the actual who's...
No one cares.
But you know what? No, I want to say this.
No one cares.
The UK, Team GBR, are 5th place on the medals table. 17 medals. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, like,
cool.
in the whole, what the GB's had in the last few years, I mean, everyone's gone through COVID, that goes without saying. We've had the exit from Europe. We had quite a rough ride economically.
Yeah.
And then there's been quite a lot of negativity in the UK, certainly last year. And then you look at that and you go, 17 medals. We've won golds in mountain cycling, equestrian, rowing, shooting, swimming, triathlon.
All the events that they invest in.
Yep. Diving, road cycling, BMX, canoe slalom. They're all ones that we've won.
I'm going to say something really controversial.
Do it.
Does that have less weight because Russia aren't in it?
I think that's a fair statement. I think that's really fair statement.
It's because of that. I think there's 13 athletes or 15 athletes. I mean, they're up there in the medal tables all the time. And to take out one of the bigs, I'm just like, that's why I stopped looking at this Olympics.
So if you look at that table...
I don't mean to say it like that.
If you look at the Olympic table... I
get why they're not in it, but it's like you got a lot of athletes who aren't coming in.
So what I think is interesting is on here, they position people based on how many gold you've got.
Yeah.
And then go from there. So would you position people on how many golds they've got first, or would you use the total amount of medals won?
Well, I saw
I'm asking you this on statistics.
Well, Australia got a gold.
Yeah.
And I think it was America.
Australia in 4th place at the moment.
Had the silver and bronze.
Yeah.
And someone quoted, "We got more medals than you, Australia," or something like that. And it was like, I don't know. I wonder what the rankings are. Would you rather have the first or second and third as far as...
So if you do it by gold medals, China are winning at the moment with 9 gold medals. France in second with 8 at the hosts. Usually host countries do quite well. Japan in 8th. Australia in 7th. 4th with 7. Then Team GB with 6. Then Korea with 6. And then USA with 5. But I'm just only stopping there because if I flip it round... USA have got 30 medals that they've won in total because they've won 5 golds, 13 silvers and 12 bronzes.
Silly question, but it only counts for 1 if they win the basketball.
Yes. So we saw today, for example...
but when you get to the track, they're going to shoot up.
I'm going to end on a nice story, and it's based on this.
Yeah.
So the women's quadruple sculls, that's the rowing. So the 4 rowers in there. And they won a gold today. And it was, I want to say, touching. It's probably the right word. But I'm just trying to pull the name up. And I think it was Lola Anderson. And what happened was, her dad passed away a year or 2 ago. And before he passed away, had given her a note that she'd written when she was a kid saying, when I grow up, I'm going to be an Olympic rower.
Oh, wow.
And he's sadly passed before, and she's just won the Olympic gold medal today.
Oh, nice.
But when he was, before he was passing on, he'd given her this note and said, that was always your dream, even when you were a kid. Because it's, like we've got kids and they write so much stuff and draw so many things. You can't keep everything, but he was like, no, that's important. And he gave it to her and was like, just remember you've always wanted to do this. And then she did that today and won the gold medal with the other 3 ladies.
That was pretty emotional.
So yeah, totally.
I'll let that one up.
How awesome was that? And you go, massive respect for that. But I thought that was a real nice way to end that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Olympics is good so far. Do you know they spent 1.5 billion to clear up the Seine River?
Oh yeah. It's too polluted. You can't jump in today. Cancelled.
And yet, all I could think of, I looked at that, and all I could see was that film. Is it called Under Paris or something like that, where it's all about the sharks?
Sharks.
So you look at that and you go, bet there's a shark in there. I bet, and anyone who's an Olympian doing that triathlon or swimming in that Seine is looking at it going, have they checked it for sharks though? Have they really? There's no sharks in the grills or in the bits underneath.
Double check. Hey, I got one more snowflake warning. Someone could go through all our episodes and make us out to sound like psychos.
Yeah, they know. They got the half of it.
Snowflake warning. Team USA women's, their last 55 Olympic Games, their 55 wins, 0 losses. 55 wins, 0 losses. Damn. Team USA, last 1 game versus Caitlin Clark. 0 wins, 1 loss. Right.
Wow.
Now I've upset everyone. Over to you.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll be seeing Team GB in the Olympics in the next time or the one after. But for now, we'll have to make do with everyone that's qualified. Thank you for listening so far. I have been Mark.
I have been Paul. And as a basketball fan, I urge you not to watch the badminton at the Olympics. Screw them.